Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Camp Talk podcast. Today, we are joined by one of our amazing brand ambassadors, Nancy. We are going to be asking Nancy questions and answering questions that we've been sent on our Instagram, on our TikTok. So, thank you, everyone who did send us on questions. And yeah, we're just going to have a good chat about camp today.
So yeah, the first question we're going to be asking Nancy today is what camp did you go to and what made you choose this camp?
So my camp is Camp Kennybrook, and in terms of like what made me choose it, I'd say I did a bit of research. They were like the first camp that I got offered an interview with, but I interviewed with them. They said that they were like a really small kind of camp in comparison to other camps, which meant that they kind of had like a family feel, like they were all very close together. They had a lot of returners and all of that kind of stuff. And I didn't want to be at like one of those big camps where you could like spend the whole summer with someone and not know someone else on camp. I liked the fact that everyone knows everyone. So yeah, that's probably why I chose it.
Okay,
I've
amazing.
great things about that camp. It seems really nice. How many like kids and staff do you typically have at that camp?
So there's about 300 campers at any one time. I think maybe it's growing like just a little bit. They've been fully booked in terms of kids throughout the entire summer.
Mhm.
And then staff, it's like 100 to 150 staff, like if you count everyone, just counselors.
That's really nice, like a good manageable number of people that you can get to know and build connections with. Would you have like an orientation week before where you can get to know people and do a bit of training?
Yeah, so my like job at camp is to work on the climbing wall and the high ropes and stuff. So I had to go an extra week early. And so I did the training week and then a week of orientation with all of the counselors there and staff and everyone, and then the kids arrive after that.
That's nice. Gives you a good amount of time to settle in and get to know your own team and then everybody else.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. And what's it like being on outdoor adventure? Like, how do you find it?
I love it. I've done it for the past 2 years and I'm doing it again this year. And it's like, it's nice in terms of, it sounds bad, but it like gives you a break from like the craziness of camp because for the job, like for my job, I have to go to the wall early, like when the kids are still like cleaning the bunks and stuff and set everything up. And then we stay there all day, like apart from lunch we're there because of like all the ropes and stuff. We have to stay there so that like no one goes over and it's a danger and stuff.
Yeah.
But it means that like when things are crazy at camp and get hectic, you're just kind of in your own little bubble. Ours is like across the lake, so it really feels like we're separated from everything else. It's quite nice.
That's nice. I mean, I can definitely relate. I did media my first 3 summers, and like the media shed was like my safe space when I needed like a minute to just not be sort of crazy and on the go. Off I went to the media shed and just sort of. How do you find it in terms of like whenever I'm interviewing someone about this role, I'm always like, I think it'd be really good to be able to sort of handle those moments with the kids when they're like really excited to do the activity and really wanting to go do something like high ropes or climbing. But when you get to it, like I do it every time I get harnessed up and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it anymore. Like I'm a bit scared to do it. Like, do you ever have these moments at camp with the kids?
Definitely. I mean, like there's been times where we've been like literally up in a tree. And it's like mainly with the younger kids. The older kids have obviously been doing it for years and years and years, and they're just like running up it and don't even think about it. But with the younger ones, where it's like their first or second time ever doing it, they get like quite scared and like there'll be tears and stuff like that. But it's just kind of like most of the time we just sit with them and get them to like just calm them down and get them to do it because for my one at least it's like a tree that you climb up and then the zip line down, and when you tell them that their only other option to go down is to go backwards down a tree, they all oh it's fine, I'll do the zip line.
Yeah. Slightly better option. And I
Yeah,
bet they're so proud of themselves after and probably do it quite a few times. So
yeah, and then they'll because I like it's across the lake, so then they'll come back across the bridge and we'll be up on the platform and they'll be like, that was amazing, can I go again?
oh, bless. That's amazing. Definitely sounds like a really, really fun role. If I wasn't petrified of heights, I might do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
what was your first impressions of your camp when you arrived? And like, is it what you expected? Just something along those lines. Like, I know when I went to camp, when I got there, it definitely wasn't what I expected. I don't think. The first few days, I kind of found it hard to like adapt to being at camp. So, what was it like for you?
Um, I think it was quite nice being there for that extra week early because camp was so quiet and it was like mainly the group that I went with in my first year, they were all new people pretty much. There was like one or two returners in that first week. And so we were all just kind of exploring camp together. And I
Mhm.
feel like that made it a lot less daunting because it's not like you're arriving with 100 other counselors. Some of them have been there for years and years and years. And then like it's just the whole thing straight away into orientation. I kind of had that like a slow ease into it. I remember I had such bad jet lag in my first year that I'd like wake up at 5 in the morning pretty much every day for that first week. And I just like would get up and just go and walk around camp and I'd like be on the phone to my parents and like showing them chipmunks and stuff like that. It was like quite peaceful, I think. It was, I don't know if it was like what I was expecting or not, really. I can't remember back now, but it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is nice that you had that bit of extra time. For me, I think I was kind of maybe through into a little bit more, and there was a lot of returners, and everyone knew each other, and there was like a small group of us. At my camp, there isn't as many international staff as there is American staff. It's a little bit different. So yeah, I found that kind of hard. Everyone knew each other, and it was a bit daunting. But after a few days, like you just get used to it and get into routines. So
Does your camp have any sort of special activities or like a color war or like a Rama games like Courtney's has?
Yeah, we have like color war.
Yes.
Trying to think now. We've got quite a lot of different events that they put on for the kids throughout the summer. So we've got Color War, which is right at the end of camp, and it's about 5 days long, and it's like complete madness. I think it's quite similar to a lot of other camps. It's kind of got like all of the sporting events and those typical like track and swim and all
Yeah.
of the different games. And then we've got like rope burn, like tug of war, um, bucket fill. Do other camps do
Yeah,
bucket
we
fill?
have Bucket Brigade, where you like start at one end of the field and then you go to the lake and you have to like run, fill it up, pass it along all the kids
Yeah,
and
yeah,
bucket.
yeah.
Yeah.
With like passes and touches as well. Is that a thing at your camp? Like we have our waitresses and oldest campers have to organize a specific list of the kids. And so it goes like an older camper, younger campers, older camper.
I
It's really like it's
love
extremely
that.
planned out.
Oh, cool. Love that.
Yeah. I don't know. We have Apache relay.
Yes, we have one of
It's
those.
like all the different
That's so
areas.
cool. Like it takes so long, but it's so cool.
Yeah, I was like I was a lieutenant this year, so one of the officers for my color war team. And like trying to make sure that every single kid is in the right place for Apache was probably one of the most stressful jobs. Giving them all they have like cards of where they need to be and who they're like next to and stuff like that. And trying to get all of that done with 100 kids is quite stressful, but
Yeah.
it's great fun.
I was lucky enough to be a judge this year, so I just had to sort of be at my station, ready for when the kids come, move on to the next station, like that sort of thing. But I can
Yeah.
imagine sort of getting them in their area is probably stressful, especially the younger ones that are like, "What exactly am I doing?" Like that sort of
Yeah.
um, amazing. I mean, I'd really love to sort of talk to you about your interview process, like way back when you first started interviewing for camps, because I know like a lot of our applicants are interviewing, either have been placed or haven't been placed yet. And it is sort of, I do see the little bit of pressure online to sort of be placed straight away at a camp and
Yeah.
sort of know where you're going and go to one of these top camps. I'd love to hear a bit about like the process for you. Did you interview with your camp and go with that camp straight away? Did you interview with another camp? How long did it sort of take you to find your placement? Was it worth it? That sort of thing.
Yeah. So I did my original agency interview with Josh and like kind of did all of that process. I can't remember exactly how long it took, but I feel like it was like a month or so, like quite a decent amount of time in between getting everything sorted with the agency and having my interview with camp. Um, and then I interviewed with the camp. They said kind of like we'll let you know in a week's time
Yeah.
because they had other interviews and stuff um, about it. And yeah, I decided that that was the camp that I wanted to go with. I did like all the internet stalking and looked at their website and their Instagram and everything like that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it was quite easy in a way in terms of how everything's so structured, but um, I feel like I was definitely, I remember going on my camp interview and I
Yeah.
was in my first year uni house, and one of my housemates was like sat on the sofa around the corner as I was like on the call, and she was just listening the entire time. Like, and then afterwards she was like, she like teared up. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you." It was quite funny. Um, but yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Okay, good, good. I think it's nice to know that like it could take a month, it could take longer. It's worth it when you find your camp. Like you get that feeling of like, yeah, this is where I want to spend my summer.
Yeah.
Did you know about your camp before you interviewed with them, or was it when we like popped you that message and said this camp wants to chat with you, you then did your research?
Yeah, I did my research afterwards. I had never heard of them before. I hadn't really done much research into camps at that point. It wasn't like as big, I guess, as it is on social media now.
Yeah.
It kind of like exploded in the past 2 years since I got my placement at camp. But yeah, I did all the research afterwards, and they did have like social media and stuff, just obviously not on the scale as some like camps and things.
Yeah, that's good to know. I think it's really nice. Obviously, if you've done your research before you sign up to the program, amazing. Like you know what you're doing, you know kind of some what types of camps you want to go to. But I think it's always good to go into things open, not knowing too much about all the camps. Like I had no idea about my camp until I interviewed with them, and then I really connected with them. And sometimes you might interview with a camp and love them and go with them straight away. Sometimes you might interview with two camps or three camps, and like it's okay. It's the process, and it's worth it in the end. And then I suppose once you find your camp, you're like going for your visa and stuff like that. Have you found sort of the visa process simple enough each year? How do you usually sort of find getting your visa?
It's not too bad. I mean that the DS 160 website
We were
is
talking about that.
not fun.
Not fun.
But yeah, it wasn't too bad. My first year I did my visa appointment at the embassy. I like went down to London with my parents and then went to the visa appointment, and I was so scared,
Yeah.
like doing it all.
Like going in person is stress free and there's
Yeah.
people there to support you through it, I think. So
Yeah,
it's great, a
exactly.
little bit easier, definitely. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I went through WorkPlay USA too as an applicant, and my visa process, I think we spoke about this in the last episode of the podcast, but it was all very straightforward. Josh helped me through every step, and there was nothing to stress about, nothing to worry about. And also with my camp placement, like I did mine a little bit different. So I suppose I kind of had a camp in mind that I wanted to go to. And so when I did the interview with Josh, I signed up like a full year before, so they hadn't even went to summer camp that summer, and he was like, "Okay," but I just signed up because I knew I would uni that year, so I couldn't go, and I just really wanted to go the next year, so I was very eager. But yeah, I kind of said like, "This is the camp I want to go to," and Josh sent my application to them, and I was lucky enough to get an interview with them, and that's the camp I ended up going with. But yeah, it's definitely good to keep like your options open, and don't like if I had done an interview at that camp, I might not have like gelled with him. I might have thought this is definitely not for me. But in my case, I was lucky enough that
It worked
that
out.
it was. So I did a little bit different. I kind of fell for the whole social media thing, but I would say like do keep your options open. And obviously, I had a great experience too. So
Yeah. Look, sometimes you do find a camp on social media that you really do like and it does work out. It can do, which is really nice.
yeah, I just remember like Josh saying like don't like keep your options open, like don't be looking at social media. And now like when I interview with people, like I tell them the same because I understand where he was coming from. But at the time I was just like, no, this is definitely the camp I'm going to. And he was like, okay.
For now, so this is it. Amazing. I mean, also obviously one of the best parts of the program, aside from working with the kids, working in the States, is the travel stuff after. Tell us about your travel. What's been some of your highlights of your post-camp travel?
Um, my okay, I just do what I did traveling. So my first summer, I did the West Coast mainly. We flew down to Las Vegas and spent a couple of days in Las Vegas, and then went to the Grand Canyon. But all of us, none of us were 21, so it
Right.
was like we weren't doing any of like the Vegas stuff, but we still had like the most amazing time just like walking down the strip and just going like all of that stuff. It was amazing, even if you like aren't 21. Um, and then yeah, the Grand Canyon, we did like a day tour from Vegas, where like we got on a coach at like 5 in the morning or something, and it was amazing. We like did all of the stops on the way, like Route 66 and stuff, and then did a walk like from one point to another of the Grand Canyon.
Oh,
Um, then we flew to San Francisco, trying to remember, San Francisco, and then LA from there. Um, and then I went back to New York because I hadn't actually done New York City. Like by the point that I was had gone traveling, I'd just been to the airport and then to other
yeah.
places. So I went back for a couple of days there. And then last year I ended up going back to LA because I just really enjoyed it. And I was like with a new group of people that hadn't been there. So um, like they obviously wanted to see it and stuff. So went there, did San Diego, which was really nice. And I feel like a place that not many people go to in their camp travels. Everyone kind of focuses on the like bigger locations, but it was really nice. I got the train down from LA and um yeah, spent a couple of days there. One of the group leaders from my camp is from San Diego, so we met him and went around and did stuff with him for a day, and just like yeah, it was really nice. The beaches and stuff, all of that is really nice there. And then I flew across to Charleston and
Oh,
did
Charleston seems
yeah,
lovely.
did a like about a week in Charleston, which was again just really nice beaches and stuff. I wanted more like my first year I went crazy and did so many flights and so many things. And then my second year I was like, I just want to relax by a
Yeah.
beach, do chill stuff.
That sounds so nice. Like both trips sound like so much fun, but yeah, seeing some different places that you haven't been to and more of a relaxed time definitely is probably what I'm going to do this year because I've done like some of the big ones like Las Vegas and San Francisco. I haven't done San Diego. I will add that to my list now that you recommend. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Last year I really wanted to go to Nashville, but I ended up not going. So I definitely think that's somewhere that I have to go this year. I also think I want to go back to Florida. I've been to Florida a few times and I want to go back and go to like the new Universal Park. That's
yeah.
something I'm really excited for. And maybe do Miami when I'm there. And I haven't really thought of anything else because last year I noticed everyone kind of made plans when we were actually at camp. So I think the rest I'll just kind of wait and plan when I'm there this time, and book like a flexi flight and just kind of plan it as I go, I think. Yeah.
I might see you there because we're doing Nashville, then Florida,
Amazing.
Universal, and then Miami, and then we think
Brilliant.
Dallas, and then over to Hawaii. Uh,
Okay. Lovely. Yeah, Hawaii is somewhere that I'd love to go. And one of the girls I shared with last year is going there this year. Like, it's definitely something she's doing. So, yeah, might have to copy you on that one. Yeah, so one of the last questions we want to ask is what advice would you give to someone who's currently looking into summer camp and looking to go this year, but maybe is like nervous about the experience and just wants to know a little bit more? And just from someone who's done it, what advice would you give them?
I think just do it. It's so worth it when you get there and you've done it and all of that. You just like have to take that leap and
Like,
yeah, just do it and try not to like overthink things, try not to overplan things because as much as it's like quite scary and daunting, like we've said earlier, it's very much if you go in open-minded, then everything is just gonna work out, I think.
yeah. And did you go by yourself or did you go with friends or just something you
Yeah,
done?
I went by myself.
Yeah, I think most
With
people seem to go by themselves. I have a lot of people like doing interviews and they're always asking, am I going to meet friends? And that's one of the biggest concerns. And I suppose that's normal. Like if you're going as an 18-year-old by yourself to another country, it is something that is so scary. Even for me, I did it when I was a little bit older. But I was terrified. And the week before, I remember saying to my mom, like, I'm not going anymore and getting on so silly about it. But then when I was there, absolutely loved it. But yeah, the first week or so, it will take a bit of getting used to. I think it's like any experience, though, or even like a new job, anything, just getting into routine. is the hardest bit probably, but once you do it, it's so worth it and so rewarding. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
amazing.
Definitely, we all love summer camp and we definitely recommend it. But of course, you're more than welcome to reach out to any of us. If you have any questions about camp, you can follow Nancy. We'll put her socials below and you can follow her journey, ask her questions. You can always message us on our Instagrams and our TikToks as well, because we're here to help you guys have a great summer and give you the advice that we can give you based on our summers. But thank you everybody for watching today. It's been so nice to chat to you, Nancy. Thank you for joining. We would love to have you again if you do want to be on another episode. But yeah, that's all from us today. So we'll see you in the next one.